with David since the big day?
I talked to him last night. Yeah.
What's his reaction?
He felt really good. I mean, he more importantly than all the storylines and publicity yesterday is just at his core, he feels like he's doing something impactful for a place that he loves and for a place that really, in so many ways, launched his life journey and professional journey. And that's truly one of the most rewarding aspects of this, is just knowing that David feels wonderful about the impact he's having.
Travis, when you got the job, did you have any idea? I mean, you knew the name, you knew he cared about the place, but did you have any idea that this kind of a partnership would kind of flourish and that he would be such an important part of the future of your vision and all of those things?
Would have guessed he was going to have a lot to say about
Sure.
some things, certainly, in terms of being the lead namesake gift 4 years prior to my arrival. So obviously I knew that history well and was optimistic. But one of the things I've really appreciated about him is he's let this be a natural progression. And sometimes those of us on our side want to rush or skip a step or two.
Sure.
But one of the things about Dave, he's so thoughtful. He's wanted to see other people step up and be part of it. And that wasn't some leverage play. That was just him saying, hey, I hope others are going to rise to the challenge. And of course, it's been pretty well documented that a lot of other wonderful Jayhawks have stepped up. And I think that's motivated and inspired him even more to do something of the magnitude in which he's doing it. So it's been fun. I think back to the first visit that I had with him down there in Austin, all the way to these recent moments where we're all kind of celebrating together. I'm thankful and fortunate to go call him a really good friend, the mentor in a lot of ways, and he's been that for any of us who've had a chance to get to know him.
Travis, 9 days out. You excited to see that stadium?
I can't believe it's 9 days. Monday this week, it's the first time I was able to say, hey, next week, and I had to catch myself, almost like I might have keeled over or something. Like next week we're playing football in the new booth. And so I haven't been over here this week because I've been on the road. You can tell we're about ready to play some football in there. You're seeing some of those really nitty gritty details coming together. You're seeing people cleaning and getting the shine back on it. It'll be surreal for sure, but we're almost ready.
Travis, kind of going with that, have you talked to any of the networks about showcasing the booth and games and stuff like that?
Yeah, they'll be great. I mean, they're excited. They've understood. Obviously, in their space, it's not very often they're able to showcase, feature what, at least in our regard, is 2/3 of a brand new stadium.
Yeah.
So they've got the pre-advanced packages. They'll come in and take the cuts. As you know, we're broadcasting facing the Old East. Mm-hmm. And I actually kind of like that. I kind of like this notion of we're remembering where we've been. And in a lot of ways, we're still reminding ourselves that we've got work to do. I mean, none of us are taking the foot off the gas just because of this Mr. Booth's incredible gift and that announcement, or the city municipal step that took place Tuesday night. I mean, there's still work to be done, and I think that reminder will be good for us all fall.
What was the process like of determining, whether it was with David Booth himself or on your guys' behalf, how much of that $300 million would go toward phase 2 and how much you guys would retain?
Yeah, I think that was a part of the journey of, hey, let's make sure we have a pretty clear picture before we try and get any of the specifics outlined, and certainly before we announce anything, right? And in that case, David knew enough, because we kept him really informed on the objectives of finishing the funding for phase 1 and then the need for phase 2. And so it was really a mutual thing. We could both all, Chancellor, myself, Dan Martin from KU Endowment, could pretty easily understand that 75 was the right balance of moving us forward with the project, one, which we all were committed to doing, to not cutting corners on this next phase, which is really important to us, but also this notion that there's still some work to do in fundraising. And then the balance of this thing is so impactful because it gives us confidence and what I describe, for lack of a better term, kind of a fixed income stream in some out years, and then for the long term, that is really hard to come by in intercollegiate athletics. So it was important to leave a really significant part of this thing untapped so we could benefit for years to come.
You alluded to it on Twitter. Tuesday night was also a big night.
Yeah.
Just what can you say about the support that continues to come from the community, the city, allowing $75 million to be well
Awesome.
spent?
I'm proud of our community. This is a great community. This is a lot of smart people who know the balance of retaining what makes Lawrence unique and special to all of us, but also the lens of what is progressive, what's going to drive new impact, in this case, economic impact far beyond KU. And I'm really pleased that they did what we hoped they would do. I think it says a lot about the education process and KU's transparency, quite frankly, about, hey, what kind of impact this would have. And I think it certainly indicates that we, without question, reached across the aisle and are finding ways through this agreement to really drive direct impact to Lawrence. Not just projected economic impact, but the other things that are in that agreement are very real, and they're indicative of KU's desire to make Lawrence a better place.
With the stadium, is there anything you used to attend as a fan? Is there anything that on Saturday you're really looking forward to kind of walking in?
I don't know. Yeah, truthfully, I don't know where to start. I mean, I want to be able to watch everybody from Mr. Booth come in there to the hundreds and probably thousands of people that I don't know come and enter their seat for the first time. So I'm looking forward to those kinds of moments, just to maybe hide around the corner and observe that, see people going through the concourses, get to their seat, whether it be on that that view level up top or anywhere in between. I'm excited to be in the premium spaces, and then hey, maybe gets lost at times. I can't wait to watch our guys come out of that tunnel. Knowing it to me is going to be a really tangible reminder of how far we've come in this football program. And you could draw a parallel. We used to come out of a locker room that was awkwardly 40 yards away from the playing surface, and we'd have to organize cattle guards and figure out how to block pedestrian fan traffic to get the guys on the field. And maybe that was indicative of where the program was. And I think this experience for this team coming from this tunnel and the technology, the things that are going to be happening as they enter that stadium, is indicative of where the program's at today.
When we toured it, we talked about how you were excited about the bowl seats too becoming viable again, sitting in those seats a long ways away from the field and everything, and squaring that off and how those are actually viable.
You can make the case there's good of an experience and vantage point as any. I think you can make the case about every different location, every different premium space. I think they're all elite. Yeah.
No doubt that you've been very busy with all of this, but have you gotten to take time to go in there and soak it all in just by yourself and take a minute, or do you plan to?
We that first Friday that the team practiced, that's maybe been 2 weeks from tomorrow possibly. I think that'd be right. First time the team was in here on that Friday night, my wife and my kids came with me, and my wife had been in there once. My kids hadn't been in there, hadn't seen upstairs, and that was pretty cool. And we may or may not have brought in a bottle of wine to just sit up there and watch that practice and sort of soak it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was neat.
How much added certainty do you have about starting phase 2 after this season, now that the developments of the last couple of days have gone through?
Confidence has increased dramatically. Yeah, I mean, this week, amazingly, like Tuesday night, again, Matt, thanks for pointing out, cannot be understated. It was really an important part because, again, this project's about everybody and it's for everybody, and that was another really strong statement about that. To have to go out on an island or on our own to go and figure out how to go make this thing happen would have been that much more difficult. And then again, the specificity and then just the sheer magnitude of Mr. Booth's gift. We roll with incredible confidence. Now there's still work, so I couldn't sit here and tell you definitively what it's going to be in the precise definition, but I can tell you with confidence we are into conceptual design. That architect team and the entirety of the development team is working, full days to say the least. And the objective, of course, this has been stated, so I'll just reinforce it. The objective is to demo after the season. We're going to be in this stadium again next fall. Precisely what that means with that east side, we'll be excited to share. And I'd add this tidbit to that. we're really proud that we didn't cut any corners on the west and we didn't cut any corners on the north. And as I walk through that on the verge of opening, I've got the highest bar in trying to identify that, and I really feel proudly that we didn't cut any corners. Our commitment is to not cut corners on finishing out that the rest of the stadium. If that's the premise, then I would expect to not have everything done at kickoff next fall, because I don't know how you can do it right, rush it in 7-8 months, have nailed it to do it that once in a lifetime chance, and have it all completed. So I think we'll be playing through a little construction. I think we'll have a little bit of reduced capacity over there, and I'm fired up about that. No, nothing apologetic about it. I'm like, let's do it right. We'll play through it, and it'll be worth every bit of quasi inconvenience that provides.
Do you know what you'll do with the $225 million? 'Cause he's given
One of the great things again about Mr. Booth is, you know, his trust in our vision and his clear understanding that we can't forecast everything. So, for instance, a year ago, we thought maybe this rev share dynamic and the House settlement would get us to the point we're at today, but we didn't know that definitively. So if we couldn't forecast a year, frankly, we shouldn't assume we can forecast 3 or 4 or 5 in college athletics. So it is unrestricted in nature, and we're excited to know that it's going to provide what I describe as differentiating resources in a climate where everybody's fighting and scratching to be competitive and to fuel their programs. Could it assist in making sure we're as competitive as possible in rev share? It surely could. Could it contribute to something that I don't even know today how to predict? It could do that too. And again, just understanding this has middle and really long-term impacts.
Anything else?